Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first show of Meen Talks.
Well, tell me, Sharmeen, what are you cooking today? Are you cooking some happiness today?
I know we're certainly cooking some happy stuff today, and the recipe of today is called lame.
Wow, that sounds like a really lame name.
I know. So the lame in
What
the
is
lame
it?
recipe
Uh-huh.
stands for LAME. L is for listen,
Uh-huh.
A is for assess, M is for mute, and
Okay.
E is for explore.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
We're going to be talking about some spices that are very important ingredients of
Mhm.
the meal.
Mhm.
And we're also going to be discussing about some of the spoilers that can completely ruin our recipe.
Oh, is this your very own recipe?
It is my very own recipe, Pan.
Wow.
Yeah, this is something I had to put together at a time when I was in a very dark place. I was going through very difficult emotions. And, I tried to reach out to my friends and family, but what they offered, even though it was well-intentioned, it didn't help. they told me to be optimistic, and I said, okay, be optimistic. And I did not find myself to be optimistic.
Right. It's easier to say than to do.
Yes, some told me to snap out of it. I couldn't snap out of it. And this was really the deal breaker. This is when one of my friends said, I don't do dark places. He's like, okay, well, I've got to do something about it on my own, right? And so I put together this method, which initially I didn't really know that I was putting together a method to do so. But once I did that, it started to help and it started to work for me. And
What did you do? Read a book or just decide? Okay, I'm snapping myself out of it.
no, I actually I started listening to myself. I started applying the lame technique.
Okay.
But at the time, initially, I really didn't know that I was applying that technique. But then, whatever I did, and then I worked with a few friends and I helped them too, and it worked for them.
So you started to see results.
Yeah, so that's when I thought, I got very passionate about really spreading the message because I realized there's no one size fits all. That's why so many therapies fail today. Some work, but there's some that fail because we try to just standardize a method of be optimistic to everybody. And that just didn't work for me. So I started to put together a book, and it's got all the proven research. It's got my story. It's got certain methods that really truly work that I've looked into. So I put together in a book, and it publishes next summers. But yes, thank you. But my marketing team keeps telling me that if you really want to talk about it and you want to spread your message, then you do have to bring it out in a form or a media that the children of today can watch and listen.
Right.
Because they were like, they're not going to want to read the book as much. And so as hard it is for me because I'm a very private person, even half of my travels are not even on my social media.
Wow.
My husband, we travel a lot. We're always out and we host a lot. We have a lot of family over and friends all the time, but none of that is on social media. But
well, that's one of the things that I learned recently is like your social media is your social media. So you post as much or as little as makes you happy, right? Because it's yours.
True. So, I said this message is so close to my heart that I'm happy to do what I do.
You're going to have to step out.
I know, I'm here. I'm here, on this podcast. So yeah. I'm very thankful to a lot of people who made this happen for me today. Because like I said, I just don't know what I'm doing. I have the message and I'm here to say. But I'm very thankful for our sponsors, the Evolve Medical Group, Women Unlimited, Digital Vita, yourself to help me support and be here because I was like, Pen, I don't know.
That's what this is about. We're here for each other.
Right? I don't know what to do. I don't know how this is done, and this is live. Oh my gosh! And thank you so much for your support.
You're welcome. I'm happy that I could be of value.
You absolutely are. You're that precious gem. And then my magician. So everything that you see here that looks great, it's Maria Rendon.
Yes.
She is amazing. I love you. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Yay,
And
Maria.
yes, she's gonna now play a little video about the Happy Meal and what the Happy Meal is going to be about.
Awesome. So we'll get that video.
Discover the path to joy on Meen Talks, the Happy Meal. We're talking to women who faced despair head on and emerged victorious. It's a show that'll make you laugh, learn, and find your own recipe for happiness. Meet Sharmeen Yousaf, a dedicated healthcare professional, entrepreneur, immigrant, loving mother, and author of Find Your Happy. Sharmeen's personal journey of finding her happy served as the driving inspiration behind her book, a powerful and motivational work designed to inspire women like her to discover their own happiness. Beyond writing, Sharmeen is dedicated to nurturing relationships, advocating for children's well-being in today's world, and empowering women to embrace their true selves and lead lives brimming with fulfillment. The book is now available for pre-order at sharmeen-yousaf.presale.manuscripts.com. By ordering the book, you'll gain access to exclusive benefits such as an invitation to the launch party and a personally signed copy. Don't miss this opportunity. Secure your copy today. Welcome to the inaugural episode of Meen Talks. In today's episode titled The Happy Meal, we are delighted to have Sharmeen herself in conversation with Pan Contreras from Thea Pan's Life and Debt Solutions. They'll explore the concept of a happy meal and offer insights into Sharmeen's personal recipe for happiness. Thank you for joining us. Please like, share, and follow.
Let's dive right in. You want to start cooking, Pan?
Sure. How do we start with the Happy Meal?
Okay, so here's a little twist in the story.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be the big chef.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm not gonna do anything. And I'm gonna have you cook.
Okay. But you're gonna tell me what to do.
Exactly. So
Okay.
I want you all to take a moment from whatever
Okay.
you're doing, whether you're on your phones or driving or just whatever you're doing. If it is possible for you to take a minute, take a break for yourself. You know, we won't take too much of your time, but take a little bit of break and see if you can practice the lane with me and see if that works for you or not.
Okay.
And Pan, you're going to do that for me right here
Okay.
and for our people to see.
Okay.
Okay, we ready?
Ready.
Alrighty. So you don't have to share the story with me, but
Okay.
I want you to think about something that gave you very heavy emotions. And it could be an event, it could be something that a person said, but something that made you feel very uncomfortable, it made you angry, it made you sad, or it made you upset. Any situation that could cause you to give you these really heavy emotions.
Oh, there's so many. As a
Think
woman,
of-
God.
Think of them all. You know, if there was something that you had the hardest time dealing with, and it still comes to you and you can't get over it. It just makes you angry every time you think of it. It just comes back to you.
That's so difficult for me because I try to let go of everything.
That's beautiful.
If it's not here today, it doesn't matter.
Right. So, but think about what was those emotions you felt.
I remember one tough one for me was the emptiness. When my son decided that he was going to move away. He had been with me for 23 years, and then all of a sudden he's moving across the country. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I had to deal with it.
Yeah.
Grief I experienced.
Yes. So let's
Very
write that
heavy
down.
grief.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, write that down. Write those heavy emotions down that you have felt. Because see, what happens is that we are so busy in our lives that we don't pay attention to what's going on up here. And that builds up, that causes us to be irritable at the back of our heads. We don't even recognize it. So that ends up coming out as, you know, just being very irritable with yourself.
And
You know,
others, right?
And others,
Because
yeah.
hurt people.
Exactly.
Oops.
So that's why the first part of the LAME therapy is listen. We talk about communication, improving communication, but have we ever communicated with ourselves? What is going on in our own heads and ourselves and our bodies? We don't do that. So let's take a moment. Anytime that happens, when you have some very strong emotions come to you, you get angry about something and you get very mad and upset, take a moment, take a break, go into a closed space or a very sound, quiet space and talk to yourself.
Be with yourself.
Listen
Be
to
with
yourself.
yourself. Right.
Be with yourself. Hear yourself out. So you talked about grief, and emptiness, and what are some of the other things that you felt at that time?
Longing, because I didn't know. Some of the things that go through your head are kind of crazy because it's not like you're never going to see them again, but when will that next time be, and what will happen in between?
Yeah.
All the unknowns really were like what
Absolutely.
tormented me.
Exactly. So you see, the way our nervous system works is that when it recognizes a threat, it wants us to, it prompts us that, oh, there's a threat, there's danger. And we are so busy in our lives that we don't have time to listen to that. So it keeps going at the back of our head, and we keep going. Once we recognize and acknowledge, it at least makes you feel, you'll see, it makes you feel a little better.
Right.
Because then your nervous system understands that, oh, at least she's heard me. So I need to calm down on my alarm or my beeper.
Right.
So that's the technique there, and it helps some. So listen to yourself.
Definitely.
Once you've gathered up all of your thoughts on a paper, then assess where those thoughts are coming from.
Right.
So I'll share an example with you. For example, if someone has something very, very hurtful to you and mean, and you can't even come to terms with it, and you're like, why, how can someone be so mean and rude and say something like that to me? And so when you start assessing, you need to think about, does that person behave that way with everybody? And if the answer to that is yes, then that means that behavior is not directed towards you.
It's not personal.
It's not personal. It's the person trying to deal with their own insecurity. I tell you, us human beings are very loving people. And anytime we are so mean, it's almost always something else.
Yes.
At the back of our minds, at the back of our lives, at the back of the situations that is causing us to be that way.
To have that reaction towards others. Right?
Yeah, to have that reaction. So once, and even about a situation, it's the same thing. If it's a bad situation that you thought that happened and why that happened to yourself, it has happened and it is in the past.
Right.
And think about the things that you learned from it and how you grew stronger from that.
Right.
So it's a shift of mindset
that
you have to have. And once you have an understanding that it was not personal, you should feel sorry for that person actually. Because you are trying to heal yourself. That's why you're listening to yourself.
Right.
They haven't even learned to heal themselves yet.
Right.
So once you get that understanding, now you come to a very good part where you can practice the mute, the M, because you've listened, you've assessed, and now you can turn the volume down of those background noises. And that is why, be optimistic doesn't work. Because if you haven't practiced these things, then it's your body and your mind will really have a hard time trying to get past those emotions.
Definitely.
So you can turn the volume down, but here is the big twist in the story.
Okay.
There's a secret spice that goes into mute.
Okay.
And if you don't add that spice to this part of the recipe, that's where your spoiler is.
Okay.
The entire recipe will go bad. It will just not taste as good. Okay? And the big name of that ingredient is let go. There are three major things that once we have calmed down, we are present in the moment within ourselves, we need to let go. The number one is self-victimization. We like to think that, oh, we're the victims.
Always me.
It's always me. Why did such a bad thing happen to me? Or why did this person did such a bad thing to me?
Right.
See, what happens when we do that is that we are holding on to some very heavy emotion right there.
Yes.
And it will, think of it as an anchor to a
Okay.
big ship like Titanic, how it
Uh-huh.
holds you down.
Right.
For the longest time that you will think that you're the victim of something bad,
Mm-hmm.
you will not be able to go past it
You
or
stay
progress.
stuck.
You
Yeah.
will stay stuck. You'll stay there. You are so much more special. You are so much more than that. How about think about that? How about think about the things that you can do?
Definitely.
So you need to shift from the self victimization. The second part is self pity.
Mm-hmm.
We like to feel very sorry for ourselves. Oh my gosh, and then we like to gain sympathies, sometimes because we just want to hold on to someone, right? That longing that really helps.
Mm-hmm.
But really, what that does again is causes a dependency
Mm-hmm.
on someone to heal you.
Right.
And when that did not happen for me, it didn't work. This is why LEAM worked for me, because it teaches you to be independent of your healing. So that's when you let go of self victimization. You don't want to pity yourself. Why? Because you are so special. There's so many things you can do.
Yes.
There is not a thing that is impossible in the world.
Nope.
And I write about it in detail in that book and explain how, because I've said before as well, I'm not the smartest person, but I was able to achieve certain things in life that make me very happy.
Right.
And I can definitely change your belief system too. We have to let go of our limiting beliefs.
Definitely.
And self-pity, self-victimization are two major ones.
Yes.
Now this number third is the fun one.
Okay.
All those things that you wrote
Uh-huh.
the first time when you were listening to yourself,
Uh-huh.
for you it was longing, it was that missing feeling, there was grief,
Mm-hmm.
for some there may be anger, there's resentment,
Right.
hatred even. How many times we keep hating people and we hold on to it like a deer or something and we never let
Makes
go of
no
that.
sense, but
You
we
know?
do.
Exactly. This is the part where you let go.
Just let go.
Once you've acknowledged it, put all of that in a trash can and let it go.
Yes.
Let it go. Because that is your stepping stone for progress.
That's what's holding you back. Let it go.
That's what's holding you back. It's so heavy. These emotions, they take up all your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So if you keep them there, then you cannot progress from them. Once
Very
you,
true.
Yeah, and so once you've let go,
Mm-hmm.
that's when the fun begins.
Yes.
So the E is my favorite part.
Okay.
And once I reached E,
Uh-huh.
the explore part,
Uh-huh.
I never stopped, Pan.
Explore, explore, explore. Keep going.
I never stopped. This is when I'm going to ask you this $1 million question.
Okay.
What is that something that gives you true joy?
Problem solving.
Interesting. That's wonderful. Love it. So what do you do with that?
I help people.
Look at you.
Mhm.
So you have a business?
I do. I do.
Talk about it.
Financial services, and I help folks from getting health insurance up to saving for retirement.
Wow.
Making sure that the family doesn't have to go through added hardships due to a hardship.
Wow.
So protecting the family's finances. A lot of times we start with debt solutions because people don't invest in themselves because they've got so much debt.
Right.
So it's just finding, speaking with those folks that don't have access or aren't familiar with the financial literacy strategies, educating them. I educate for free, and then helping them create that plan to reach their goal.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
See, and you find your fulfillment there, and you see how
Yes.
empowering that is. But you had to let go. Like you said, I don't hold on to things and I let go.
Mm-hmm.
Right, guys? That's really the recipe.
Very true.
So for me, I love to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that adds to or fulfills my curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
I just enjoy and I get excited about it. And it doesn't have to be big. I truly learned that in my life. For the longest time, I wanted to be a physician. And then I chose to go the nursing route, and I would not change it for the world. I have been ever so happy in my profession. So, find something that is true joy to you,
Fulfilling for you.
that is fulfilling for you, and then keep exploring. Have many goals.
Right.
Have many such goals in life. Even my morning coffee, and I like to drink mushroom coffee, and
Oh.
I wake up and I look forward to it. You know, I'm getting dressed and I'm thinking about it. Oh, coffee. I'm gonna have that coffee.
Your treat.
My treat. That's my treat, and that's my breakfast. You know, but that's something I look forward to. So think about that joy.
Yes.
Write down every little thing that gives you that joy. You know, I enjoy my conversations with my little girl. She has such fun things to say. She's so fun. That's a joy.
How old is she?
She's 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah. So anything that gives you joy, we miss out on those little things.
We sure do, because we're too busy.
We're too busy, and then we want these high accolades, or we think only those high achievements in life can bring us joy.
Right.
But once we get them, we realize, oh, we missed the entire journey.
Yes.
You know, it's the little pieces that keep you together and that keep you going forward for the next day.
And the ones that count.
And the ones that count, yeah.
Yes.
So that was my lame recipe that has worked for me, and I talk about a lot of detail. I talk about it in my book, and it has a lot of other presentations. But the more simpler you keep things, the better it works.
Yes.
So, you know, if you could just literally focus on the 4 basic things, the elements of listening to yourself, acknowledging your thoughts, assessing where they're coming from, realizing they're not personal,
Right.
and then it's easier to just turn them off at the back of their head. Sometimes, you know, they still come back, and that's okay. But because you have a better understanding of where they're coming from, you're able to tune them out.
Definitely.
And at that point, let the noise of your explore be louder than the noise of your worries.
Right.
Yeah.
One trick that I've learned recently, maybe in the last couple of years, maybe 3 years or so, is to count. Whenever I start listening to that voice, or that voice is perturbing my thoughts and I'm not able to concentrate, to count back from 5, and it somehow erases the thought.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty
I learned
cool.
that from Mel Robbins. I don't know if you know who she
Yes.
is. Yes, she's
Yes.
a podcaster too, and leadership, a speaker, and it definitely worked for me.
There you go. See,
You just
that's
gotta
amazing.
find little things that work for you.
That's beautiful, see, Pan, and this is what the Happy Meal is about. That, you know, when I realized there's no one size fits all therapy, I just hate standardizing everything. This is why we put together the Happy Meal, because we all want all of you to bring your happy recipe to the picture, and then be able to share it with the rest of the world, because you never know what recipe someone might resonate with. And that we do actually have an application online, and Maria's
okay.
putting that together.
Uh-huh.
So if you have a story, go ahead and do that application, and we'll reach out to you if you have a story to share. You don't have to share the story really. You can share the things that actually worked for you, because we're more about going forward and
Right.
doing the thing.
And as far as like you've got the Happy Meal, is there a drink that comes with it?
Yes, we have a special drink today,
Okay.
and the drink of the day is Frentor.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what is a Frentor? This is a drink that I want all of you to have in your pantry, always handy for you, whenever you need it.
Okay.
A Frentor is a friend, is also a mentor to you. Okay, that this is someone that is wise, and you trust their advice over yours.
Right.
This is someone who will tell you things as is.
Someone that's walked that walk and can give you that feedback of what they went through, and therefore you don't have to reinvent that wheel.
Yeah.
You know, you just take off and grow from there.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Yes, totally. Someone who can tell you as things are, you know. But it's tricky, because there's a lot of people out there that I've met and I've seen, and they will claim to be Frentours, but they're actually very toxic. You know, so I'll give you a little example. So let's say I'm really short, okay? And I have this
In height or
in height.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I'm in height. I'm a really short person, and I have this Frentor who claims to be a Frentor, and you know, she tries to tell me all the time, whatever way they can find, that I'm short. You know, morning, day, night, she reminds me, oh, but you're short, but don't do this because you're short. But, and at the same time, she will tell you, oh, well, you know, I speak the truth. So I will always tell you things as is, And that's why I say this, but that's why you don't like me, but I will tell you as is. Let me tell you, that's really not true. If you have someone in your life like that who likes to remind you of the only things that you're insecure of day in, day out, please part yourselves from them.
Yes.
That's a very toxic behavior.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people make themselves feel better by bringing others down.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're trying to do. That is
Sad.
not a friendtor. They will claim to be a friendtor, though. The real friendtor is a person that you feel safe to go up to and say, hey, I feel I'm really short. This is my insecurity, and I feel really bad about myself. This is the person that you feel safe in the presence of and able to share your own insecurities with. That's the true friendtor. And for them to in return say, yes, you may be short in height, that may be the truth of your life. However, there are these 5 things about you that are so powerful that make you this amazing.
Right.
And if there's someone who gives importance to those 5 things, they will come for you. You'll find the right person.
Yes. You will attract your tribe.
Absolutely. You'll attract the right person
Yes.
who holds importance in the correct values that you have to offer. Someone who's looking for a taller height or something, please don't go for that.
Right.
Because you don't got that, right? I mean, so there's another one, though. There's another fake friendtor. That's the friendtor that tells you, you go to them and you're like, oh, I'm so short. They're like, no, you're 6 feet tall. While you're 5 feet, by the way. As much as you want to believe them, please don't believe them. They're fun to have around, but again, they're really not the friendtors. They may be good friends, but they're really not friendtors. So it is very important to recognize that one person in your life that is able to give you that piece of wisdom.
Do you consider yourself a friendtor?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I would love to be a friendtor because I have evolved in my life through my experiences, and I don't hold hate towards anybody.
No.
I don't think I could hate anybody.
Right.
You could throw all the hate towards me, and that's why I'm so confident sitting here, even though I'm a very private person. Because I know once this platform is very, very, very crazy because people have opinions, and I welcome all opinions. I'm open to everything. I'm just passionate about my vision and my message, and you have a right to your message and your vision.
Definitely. Everyone has a right to their message and their vision. It's when you find that you don't align that you just need to walk away and keep focused on your goals.
Absolutely.
Because we all have different goals, and we're not always going to be on the same path as someone else.
Yeah.
Just remember your path, your virtues, and we're all important in a different way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So are there any Happy Meal recipes that we can be looking forward to?
Absolutely. We have plenty in plan already. You know, we have some recipes of good leadership. We have some recipes on less is more. There's a recipe that's called the Mighty in Average. That's also one of my favorite recipes. So we have a lot of plans together, but I also want you to share your recipes because I want to know what works for you, and you might want the rest of the world to hear it. So we're very happy to bring you on board, and let us know if you have a happy story to share with us.
Definitely. That would be awesome because just like my other guest or my guest earlier today, we're helping people find their happy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm very thankful to all of you that made this happen for me today and allowed me to be at this platform, and everyone that has been working behind the scenes for this to happen. Find your mentors, guys, and appreciate them, and feel free to share them. Comment on our YouTube channel. I know Maria's putting together, and she also has my Instagram going and my Facebook. So let us know. We will have a replay of this fun video.
Yes.
Whatever upsets we did for you. But we'll have it together for you. We know the message is right, and you will enjoy the message. And yeah, don't think about our short,
Right.
right?
And
That example.
They can pre-order your book now if they're interested, right?
Absolutely, yes. My book is available for pre-order, and that way you'll be able to get first hands on it.
Maybe we can have a signing here too.
I would love to do that, definitely.
That would
Yes.
be so awesome. Our Wusa.
Yes,
author.
the Wusa Happy, the Happy
Yeah,
Meals. We need
yeah.
to start cooking more Happy Meals at Wusa.
Yeah, Wusa Happy Meals.
Totally. So bring us your Happy Meals. Really, my passion is about self-healing
Okay.
and self-transformation. So we have some guests that may be coming to the show to practice
Great.
more healing.
Great. So, guys, please make sure to send in your stories, send in your what you'd like to know about how to reach your happy. You know, like Sharmeen said, she's written the book because of her experiences, so she has a lot of knowledge that she can share with you. And I know we at WUSA are happy to have you on board and look forward to continuing to share with you and collaborate and participate in whatever it is that anything that has to do with making us better and making others better is definitely a win-win. So we're here for it.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much.